Hello, my name is Jalen Cavell, and I'm one of the staff members for the Iowa Coalition for Collective Change. Today, my job is to tell you a little bit about the issues facing Black Iowans and our mission. Let's be honest. Most people, they don't think about Iowa at all. And when they do, they don't think of Black people as Iowans. This is Iowa. But so is this. This. And this. With an 89% white population to a 4% Black population. That's more than a 22-to-1 ratio. Iowa is one of the least diverse states in the entire country. This leads to systemic disproportionality in many areas. Like over-incarceration. The state of Iowa incarcerates Black men at a rate of 11-to-1 compared to their white counterparts. Maternal and gestational carriers' healthcare and resources. Black people are 6 times more likely to die during or shortly after childbirth in Iowa. That is 2 times the national average, which is already unacceptable. Disproportionate victimization. Making up only 4% of the population, Black Iowans make up 33% of the homicide victims in Iowa. Of course, there are more issues. Combating these disproportionalities and filling in the gaps is why the Iowa Coalition for Collective Change was formed in 2018 by our CEO, Luana Nelson Brown. I'll let her tell you more in her own words.
Brown, the Executive Director of the Iowa Coalition for Collective Change, and welcome to our open house and launch party, social media launch. Lovely people that you see in front of you right now, including me and my staff, do hard work every single day, and they represent member programs of ours. Our member programs are homicide programs across the state of Iowa, as well as culturally specific domestic violence and sexual assault programs, as well as any organization that wants to do a better job reaching marginalized communities. So, welcome, yay!
Please let me introduce you to our founder and CEO, the amazing Luana Nelson Brown.
Hello, I'm Luana Nelson Brown. Let me give you a behind-the-scenes tour of our organization. First, there's my wonderful board, Carrie Gosno, Buffy Jameson, and Shalom Musignac Hordon. There are my wonderful, dedicated, I can't say enough great things about them because one of them is writing this part of the video for me, staff members. When we first began doing this work 4 years ago, we had an idea of what culturally specific services to survivors might look like in our area. But 4 years later, our work looks decidedly different, as the most requests we've gotten from survivors by far is not help with the effects of trauma as an immediate request, but help with systemic injustices first and trauma second. It's clear that Black survivors in Iowa are not only dealing with the trauma of victimization, but also the additional trauma of navigating systems alone that were never researched, created, or evaluated based on our Black lived experiences. And this is consistent with the disparities we continue to see in our state in both of these areas. Here's an example. In our state, Black women are 6 times more likely to die in childbirth than their white counterparts. And we've just recently learned the top 3 states in the nation to have the sharpest increase in the homicides of Black women from 2019 to 2022 are all located in the Midwest. Iowa is number 3. I wish I could say I was surprised, but sadly, I cannot. Because when you live in Iowa, Violence comes at you in multiple forms every day, and that violence is not only ignored, but also justified by the masses. So the question is, when you live in a state such as this and you experience family violence, what do you do? When you're facing the dangers of a public health emergency and you live in a state that is violent against you, what do you do? Well, we've learned from the lived experiences of survivors through the COVID crisis that advocacy actually works. But that advocacy needs to have a multidimensional and multi-directional approach that keeps liberation at its core. So this is the part of culturally specific services that no one wants you to say or actually do. But it's an approach you must take in order to provide survivors with good services. An approach that is rooted in social justice and simultaneously offers a mutual aid type of assistance. And that's why our ultimate goal is to build advocates who not only have the courage to uncover systemic injustices, but also who understand the history of violence within those systems and stand ready, willing, and able to challenge them alongside the survivor. Because ultimately, good culturally specific advocacy is done by a community of survivors of all types of violence, drawing on their lived experiences to help one another thrive. At ICCC, we aim to give voice to that community. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope to talk to you soon.